Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Tuesday, 3rd of March. In this update, the transport sector says it's keeping a close eye on fuel supply as conflict in the Middle East continues to escalate. Oil prices are expected to be impacted if the conflict between Iran, Israel and the US endures. Iran's been retaliating to attacks by the US and Israel by launching strikes towards neighbouring countries with Western ties. Transporting New Zealand Chief Executive Dom Kalassi says it's too early to determine the full impact. He says there's increased risk with this escalation, but a big oil companies assured them there are no issues they can see at the moment. And turmoil in the Middle East has sent global aviation into disarray. Thousands of flights transiting Dubai and Doha have been disrupted, with the airspace above UAE and Qatar closed. Aviation commentator Irene King says this is the biggest disruptor to travel since the COVID-19 pandemic. She says there will be other opportunities to substitute other exit points, but they'll be quite limited. 3 naval officers, including the commander, could face jail time over the loss of HMNZS Manawanui off Samoa's coast in 2024. Commander Yvonne Gray, Lieutenant Commander Matthew Gaijago and a third unnamed officer face charges under the Armed Forces Discipline Act. The charging documents allege the watch officer at the time failed to disengage autopilot in time to prevent grounding. Victoria University's Centre for Strategic Studies Senior Fellow Jim Rolfe says all the charges relate to negligence. Some more possible avenues for addressing the issue of nitrous oxide huffing. Police say they'll be making increased efforts in coming weeks to remind retailers it's illegal to use the product for recreational use. Also known as NANGs, laughing gas, or NOS, it's increasingly a factor in a number of serious crashes when inhaled. The Ombudsman and Human Rights Commission are backing calls to give prisoners greater phone access. Prisoners are legally entitled to 5 minutes on the phone each week, a rule established 25 years ago. But a petition to Parliament's asking for more time, with reports of a lack of phones and gang-linked inmates controlling access. Petitioner Christine McCarthy says 17,000 children with parents in prison struggle to keep in touch. Corrections Minister Mark Mitchell says he's considering the petition, but corrections goes above and beyond the minimum entitlement. Hopes the weather holds up for tonight's blood moon. The total lunar eclipse, where the moon goes completely behind the Earth's shadow, begins about 9:45 p.m. It will be at its brightest red at 12:30 a.m. and be visible to the naked eye. Met Service expects the South Island and Upper North Island to have the best chance for a clear view. In sport, Auckland sports fans will be spoiled for choice from Friday to Sunday as the Warriors, Blues, Auckland FC and Ellerslie Racecourse collaborate for what has been coined the Footy Phillies and Fans Weekend. Springboks coach Rassie Erasmus says the All Blacks face a tricky transition ahead of their 4-test South Africa tour, regardless of whether Dave Rennie or Jamie Joseph take the coaching reins. Formula One chiefs claim this weekend's season opening Australian Grand Prix is set for the green light as they grapple the Middle Eastern conflict. I'm Nivareti Manu, that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.